any epic failure with this? Did it work? So how many reps did you have to do to feel the change, the difference? 1 rep. In terms of personal defense and safety, I want you to think about this. Most of the time, you train for years to learn a particular move. This position can be applied against the bear hug, against the headlock, against, you get someone, Erwin gets me in a headlock, and I go, oh shit. And a lot of you get stuck, you grab your hands, pull your hands together, pull me down. If I just do this, if I just get my hands, and you can do this, Mike gets me in a headlock, I'm like, oh shit. Pull in, grab on, grab your hands, pull me together. But what's happening here is he's using his flexor musculature, that strength. Most bad guys in the street, this is the interesting thing about startle flinch conversion, the spear system, is it's the obnoxious medical term is to disengage from noxious stimuli. That's what, when we talk about the cross-extensor reflex, to disengage from noxious stimuli is the pedantic, fancy way that medical scientists say we push away danger. So what happens is this, Tom's is standing here, I go, dude, I don't want to fight. He goes to slap a headlock on me, and my hands come out here. But I don't know what I'm doing, and he's skilled, so he reaches around for a complete headlock, go around and just pull in, grab the ribbon, and I'm stuck in here, and I'm going, oh shit. And all I need to remember to do is continue extensor versus flexor, pull me tight. So all I'm doing is pushing away. I'm not doing anything there. And you got to see, the harder he pulls, the more pain he puts himself in. Okay? So what I want you to do, just because we don't have a lot of time, very carefully, a headlock is almost always where you end up from a failed haymaker. The haymaker is the most common, that John Wayne punch in the street. And what happens is, because the startle flinch is literally the fastest thing your body can do, okay? When someone goes to punch you or grab you, your hands come up. And then the mistake we make is we put our hands down, or we get into a position where we've already locked and loaded our close quarter arsenal. Does that make sense, everybody? So that what happens is who knows how to, anyone do any type of fighting? Decent punch? So don't hurt me because he's filming. So I'm over here like this. He goes to throw a right hand, and my hands come up. Now in the street, he came up nice and clean to throw the punch. In the street, it's going to be wider. If you're not sure what I'll show you a link to a video of street fights around the world. Nobody throws this punch down the pipe in the street. So we're talking here in the street, hands down, you're a bad guy, and he goes to wing me with a punch. And I do this. And everyone does this in a hockey fight. When that failed punch comes in, most people turn that into a shitty upper clinch, into a headlock. So pull me into a headlock. Okay, nice and hard, into the headlock. If I'm doing this here, it's extensor versus flexor strength. And your extensors have way more speed and way more stamina than the flexors. If we went up on a pull-up bar, and I hung like this, with better shoulder mobility, I'd have to work out first, and you hung like this guy looks stronger, right? But pretty soon those muscles start to atrophy. So what I want you to do just carefully when you're doing this exercise is as he comes in for the headlock, okay, I want you to be very careful. You see how, because he's got some training, he's turning towards me, but I want you all to turn your head away so you don't intercept the forearm with soft tissue. Because in a fight between the forearm and the trachea and the Adam's apple, you're going to lose that. So the headlock comes in, I get stuck in here, and I want you to do this. As your partner's pulling, I just want you to push away the danger. Pull me in, I want you to push away the danger. Okay? And it'll release the move. A lot of people teach, how many of you have learned, this is really cool, last demo and then you can do this. How many of you learned defense against a headlock? Okay? You guys don't know each other? Check this out, watch this. You got this?
Yeah.
You're not fighting. I want you to do this. Who's gonna be the defender, who's gonna be the attacker? You'll attack. So what you're gonna do is watch this slowly. We haven't worked this out, they don't know each other. How would you set up the practice defense against a headlock? Okay, no, so you're the guy that's getting attacked. So in your school or martial arts system, how does it start? Where does the drill start? Let me see. Side. And stop. Okay? This is what they did. It took a little while to get there, but they did this. Watch. What's happening? What you're doing is 10,000 reps of letting somebody grab you in a headlock. I hope you have a light bulb moment. Everyone goes like this. Okay, class, defense against the headlock. When you're in the headlock, grab on, secure the hand, hook up the eyes, hit him in the nuts, you start doing shit, but you start from here. That's like saying to the hangman, defense against the hangman. So I'm up here, you're putting the rope on your throat. Okay, kick out the chair. Oh shit, I was late. You're gonna fucking die. Okay? If people do this, if we have any law enforcement here, you practice defense against a gun grab by starting with your role player already on the gun. I would much rather do this. Tell me if this makes sense to my non-martial. How many of you are non-martial artists here? So watch this. Tell me if this makes sense. Put me in a headlock. What are you doing, sir? Put me in a headlock. Sir, what are you doing? Using my startle flinch to push away the danger. Okay. So Jeremy puts me in a headlock. And I go, whoa. And he's trying to get on me, and I'm doing, help. And now I'm using this outside 90. He's trying to use, we're not fighting here. Get ready. But what he's starting to use is like technique and movement, but it's all flexor versus extensor. You'd have to play with it, but here's the thing. Bad guys only want three things. They want your property, they want your body, or your life. Property, body, life, short list. The other thing is bad guys don't want to get caught, they don't want to get hurt. So if Jeremy's objective was to get me in a headlock, slam my head against the car, and then throw me in a van, and he walked up to me and he grabbed me, headlock, and I'm like, shit. And he tries to get the headlock on, and he tries again, and I'm screaming and I'm kicking and I'm clawing, and I'm just doing fucking going ape shit on him, and I'm yelling. Am I taking up his time?
Yeah.
Am I causing a distraction? Is he psychologically in flux? You follow what I'm saying? So what I did doesn't look sexy and it doesn't look cool, but when he grabs me in a headlock, I go, shit. Move in on it, right the hell up. And he goes, God damn it, and he goes for a bear hug. Then he goes for a waist tackle. And I'm just, all I'm doing is this. Now he goes for a single leg. And all I'm doing is this. And if this were a real street fight, he'd be thinking, oh fuck, I'm gonna get caught. People are gonna see me. People are coming in. Doesn't look cool. It doesn't look sexy, but it'll work for every one of you here. Because what you want to do is you want to use up that time and create as much distraction as possible. The most intelligent thing you can do is use an organic resource like your startle flinch. It's faster than a speedy bullet. Everyone who goes through a windshield that hasn't worn their seatbelt always has trauma on their forearms. Nobody goes through the windshield like this. Oh fuck, I hit it. Right? So what they're doing is at that moment when you're hitting that tree or hitting that wall, this happens faster than your head can hit a window. Now it's a graphic, kind of obscure example, but I want you to think about this. If your startle flinch mechanism is that fast, why don't you use it in personal defense? So rather than trying to intercept some complex motor skill, that jack-in-the-box moment in the street with some move that you're trying to predict, all I'm doing is this. Slowly, he goes to headbutt me. Oh shit. He goes to bear hug me. Oh shit. He puts me in a headlock. Oh shit. He goes to tackle me. Oh shit. He goes to swing at me. Oh shit. Okay? And you have to say, oh shit, or it doesn't work each time. Okay, grab your partner,